Die alternatiewe aandelebeurs ZAR X is sedert Februarie oop vir besigheid en het afgeskop met 'n noemenswaardige notasie van Senwes. Graeme Wellsted, direkteur van ZAR X, sluit nou by my aan. Hello Graeme.
Hi Devon, and good evening to your viewers.
ZAR X, so we know the JSE quite well. It's been with us for eons.
Yes.
What makes ZAR X so fundamentally different to, say, the JSE?
We're the new kid on the block. We consider ourselves a fintech disruptor, which is very much a buzzword nowadays. And really what we've done is try to demystify investing on the stock exchange and make it accessible to the man in the street. As you say, the JSE is viewed as a sort of out of reach kind of option for most of the run-of-the-mill man in the street, and we're trying to change that.
So Senwes it's a big business.
Yes.
Why did you choose them as your first listing, or did they actually choose you guys?
Fortunately, they chose us, and we're very privileged to have Senwes on board as our first listing. They're one of the oldest companies in South Africa, and in fact they've been around for I think 107 years, if my memory serves me correctly. And the JSE have been around for 130 years, in fact.
It's interesting that the minister even made a mentioning of the new licenses that was awarded. Yes. And he made a point that he said, we're going to make our financial markets more flexible. And you're talking about access that you're giving the public to the share markets. At the moment, you've only got Senwes.
Yes.
But if I go to the JSE, I can invest in different types of companies. Yes. Do you plan on keeping it that way, or how do you see it actually developing?
Our main driver is financial inclusion, and we're trying to bring investment and savings to the masses out there. And I must just qualify that there are two Senwes listings, one being Senwes Beleggings and the other one being Senwes Limited. Yes. So we've got two companies listed, and we intend to grow it a great deal. In fact, we've got approximately 5 committed companies in the pipeline, and we're looking to list at least 10 companies by the end of the year.
Look, you've chosen probably the industry that yes. has the most hurdles to overcome in order for you to get a license. Take us through that process that you went through. This isn't just an overnight decision that I'm going to open up a new exchange. How did it all happen?
No, the barriers to entry for starting a new stock exchange go without saying. That's why there have been no players until now. So many have tried, many have failed, but what we managed to do was, through our experience in the markets and in dealing with regulators and particularly financial regulation, we've managed to get over the hurdles in terms of getting approval and authorization as a licensed exchange.
So one of the big things for all the hurdles for businesses to list on the exchange yes. was the regulatory processes that you had to go through in order to list. Have you made that process simpler?
Yes, we've tried to. Our whole model is a revolutionary one, and that includes our listings process. We've opted for what we call a principles-based listings regime, and what we're trying to allow for there is flexibility and make the whole process of listing a lot easier for applicant issuers, and in so doing trying to attract many more companies to the market that would otherwise have been put off by the complexities of listing.
One of the things that if I buy a share on the JSE, there's a bit of a lag. We don't see that as the buyers. That's part of your unique selling proposition. Tell us more about that.
Indeed. That's one of our key value propositions, and we call that real-time settlement. So we settle on what we call T+0. That's real-time. In other words, a trade is settled on the day that it is matched, or in fact within 10 seconds of its matching, and we thereby negate settlement risk. It's world leading, and in fact, as you know, the JSE have only recently moved to a T+3 settlement regime.
Sure. Obviously, when I invest, I would like to invest in an exchange with a big diversity of industries, because I can actually choose my risk. Are you going to focus on specific industries, or how's that portfolio of companies going to look like?
We're trying to attract the full continuum of companies. We've got 3 potential boards, as we call them. A primary board, which is for vanilla listings. Then we've got a restricted board, which is for companies that want to have a restricted shareholding, whether it's based on race, religion, or business activity. Senwes Beleggings, for example, is only available to bona fide farmers. So we're pushing that, and we're really pushing the empowerment aspect. And we're trying to drive perpetual empowerment, meaning once empowered, always empowered. So we're trying to attract companies' empowerment schemes and ensure that those schemes continue in perpetuity or for as long as that company remains viable.
I have to push you for it. The Business Day recently reported that there's 5 new potential listings that is going to come your way and is going to come our way. Are you allowed to give us some hint of what that's going to look like?
I wouldn't like to disclose those now, but what I would like to do is give you a tidbit. 3 of them are in the agricultural sector as well. So we're focusing hard on developing that sector. And then we've got 2 tech-related companies.
Graeme, it's exciting news, and you're adding some excitement to a very old business, which we really like. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Wat beteken belastingvrye spaaropsies? Bly ingeskakel vir hierdie antwoord. Ons is gou weer terug.